What sold?
What'd you say?
I said, what sold?
Look. My tie good, my tie good. You didn't move, did you?
A little bit.
Motherfucker. Oh! Hole in one! Welcome to Over the Years. My name is Tim, and I love vintage items. I hunt for treasures and bring you the ultimate prizes of antiques, collectibles, and vintage decor. Join me, my dukes, my girlfriend Josie, and other guests as we search for history. Boom. In the bucket! Welcome everybody to another video of what has sold over the weekend. So today is the first nice day in a very long time.
Right.
So we decided we were gonna come outside, get some
Quarantine
fresh air.
or no quarantine.
So it was kind of a slow weekend for us, but we did have 13 sales between Etsy and eBay on Saturday and Sunday. So what I'm also going to be doing is I found 2 bags of golf clubs on the side of the road. So I'm going to try and get those listed. I've never sold golf clubs before, although I do golf, as you guys have seen in the golfing clips. So what we'll do is we'll kind of spice up this what sold video with also showing you guys what golf clubs I picked up for free on the side of the road.
Ooh, what a nice breeze. Go ahead.
All right. So the first thing that sold this weekend on eBay was this Pendleton plaid Oxford cloth cotton button-up shirt size extra large, and that sold for $17.99 plus shipping. The next thing that sold on eBay this weekend was this vintage kitschy cat ceramic figurine furry kitten from Japan.
The 50s?
Yeah.
I think it's from the
Those
50s.
things are like, there's a really big group of people out there that are like into those like super kitschy figurines, and that definitely fit the description.
Oh yeah.
And that sold for $20 plus shipping. The next thing that sold on eBay this weekend was this vintage Malcolm X embroidered crew neck sweatshirt made in the USA, size extra large. This is a really dope sweatshirt, and that sold for $40.49 plus shipping. So we only had 3 sales on eBay this weekend, so it was super slow for us, but thankfully Etsy was cranking. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna show you guys the first bag of golf clubs and see what we got in there. All right. Alright, so I got 2 bags of golf clubs here that I picked up from the side of the road. Let's see what we have here. These have actually been sitting out here for like a week or more than that. How long do you think?
About a month.
No way.
Well, probably.
Alright, so you can come over here.
Okay.
Alright, so these look like they are Callaway hats. So this is a 6-iron.
Whoa,
We're gonna
whacked me with that.
go.
Okay.
Now I've seen a bunch of people talk about the Ping golf clubs. I golf, but I mean like as far as like value. So there's a bunch of videos you can watch on YouTube of people talking about how to sell golf clubs on eBay. From big channels like John over at Cincinnati Picker to smaller up-and-coming channels like Casey over at the Carolina Hustler. I think it's Carolina Hustler. I gotta remember. But thank you to Casey though, because I messaged him today a couple of questions about how to list these and he was super helpful. So make sure you guys go ahead and check his channel out. But this is a Ping Eye, and this is a wedge right here. So I'm gonna clean all these up and then figure out how I'm gonna list them. This has got like some sticky stuff still on there.
Nothing Goo Gone can't fix.
Yeah, so this is a TaylorMade Rosa Daytona 2 putter. So put that over there. Now this is like, you know, this is super vintage right here. This is a USA Radius Sole Lynx. I don't know about that one. Obviously, I haven't looked any of these up. I mean, I know the Callaways were good because I know that from golfing.
You might want to pick up the pace. I think it's
yeah,
going to rain.
It's about to rain here too. So this is another Callaway hot. So much trying. What do we have here? This is a Callaway Big Bertha 5-iron. This has got a graphite shaft, it looks like. Regular flex graphite shaft. This is a Callaway hot pitching wedge. This is an Odyssey putter. Still has the it's got some pretty nice condition. This is a dual force Rossi too. Alright. And then what do we have here? This is like, see, like, this is no rattle in the head. Man, I might keep this one. I don't know, because I don't have, I need a new driver. This is a TaylorMade Tour burner. Nice graphite shaft. So we'll see. It's got the head cover with it too. I don't know, I might keep that.
That might have to live with us.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. I don't think there's any like
money in there.
Oh, there's some balls for sure. I keep those for myself though. Nothing in there.
No cocaine.
Nothing in there. But this is a nice little Callaway bag. So that's bag one. Let's see what's in bag two.
Okay. Watch that back.
Oh yeah. All right. So it looks like everything else is the Big Bertha and the Hots. So we'll see which ones we have total. This is a Callaway Steelhead graphite shaft. The grip is definitely worn, but we'll see if we can put together a set or not. I don't know if we can, but let's see.
Dead center.
So we did have 10 sales on 10 or 11 sales on Etsy this weekend. So we're gonna go ahead and go over the 11 things that sold on Etsy this weekend. The first thing was this vintage Rover battery operated coin bank from Japan.
Yeah, it's Japanese, made in Japan. It was my dad's.
That's all you got?
That's all I got was my dad's. I just remember putting coins in it and the dog comes out and eats them.
So that sold for $42.89. The buyer was all in for.
So that's got to be like 60 years old.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Next up, more uranium glass. Always going out the door. This is a vintage Jeanette glass sunflower was the name of the pattern. Uranium glass footed cake plate, or as Ma Dukes likes to call them,
A charger.
Charger. You can speak with some volume.
Charger. But it's more like a cake plate. It's got the 3 little feet on it.
And the next thing that sold on Etsy was, this was a really nice sale. This is a vintage Pearpoint glass, Mount Washington custard glass, Vaseline sugar and creamer set. And the buyer was all in for that for $77.45. Next thing up was this. Here, you want to read that? Because I'm going to butcher that.
All right. Next thing up is a vintage Schmidt Walt Disney Aristocats La Vie en Rose musical figurine.
How you say that?
La Vie en Rose.
La Vie en Rose?
Yeah. You know that, what was that movie? Moulin Rouge.
Oh, got hit with a helicopter. Okay, and that sold. The buyer was all in for that for $32.48. The next thing that sold, I believe you got this in Ireland, right?
What is it?
The vintage Wade porcelain figurine, Kathleen.
London.
London. But
some antique shop in London.
Yep, the buyer was all in on that for $29.37. The next thing that sold on Etsy was this vintage yellow and white Upco pottery planter, very mid-century modern. The buyer was all in on that for $25.40. The next thing that sold on Etsy was this vintage 1973 Pepsi Tweety Bird glass. There's a couple in this this series that actually go for a lot more money, but still, this was a good profit. The buyer was all in for $22.02. The next thing that sold on Etsy this weekend was this vintage Beatrix Potter Peter Rabbit birthday plate by Wedgwood. And the buyer was all in on that for $40.32. This Pyrex bowl, we have sold 4 of these Pyrex bowls, I think, in last month. Yeah. This is the vintage Pyrex Homestead round mixing bowl 402. And the buyer was all in for $17.51. Then we have the big order, another order of 3 pieces of uranium and Vaseline glass. The first part in this order was a vintage Fenton glass custard satin medallion handbell, uranium glass.
It doesn't have a ringer in it.
It does have the ringer in it.
It doesn't have no ringer. There was no ringer.
There's a bell in there.
No, there's not.
Yes, there is.
Well, I didn't see it.
It's in there.
I didn't see it.
Oh, great. All right, well, I guess we're going to be unwrapping that, because there's definitely a bell in there, because I rang it when I picked it out of the storage unit.
Well, I didn't see a ringer, so what can I say? I mean, I don't know. We'll take a look.
The next thing that...
Well, here it is, boys and girls. It's a good thing we talked about it, because you almost sent this puppy out with no ringer in it. Except somebody might have to help me with it. How does that work? I might need tweezers or something.
Maybe we'll just send it wrapped separately.
And let them put it in? Well, I sure can't get it in. My fingers are all arthritic and swollen. Ah, shit.
Are you gonna sing
Crisis.
You Could Ring? Are you gonna say ring my bell now?
You can ring my bell. Ring my bell.
Boom, 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 boom. The next thing that sold was a vintage Fenton glass custard satin paneled daisy Vaseline glass covered footed candy dish. That is a mouthful.
Yeah.
And the last thing was a vintage large handled uranium glass juicer. It had the straight and narrow center. It's like a reamer. So the buyer was all in for those 3 items for $82.95. And the last thing that sold on Etsy this weekend was this vintage Hull art pottery magnolia glossy large vase, and the buyer was all in for $32.58. And
Adios.
You said that was a beauty when you cleaned it up.
It was a beauty. When I got a little dawn on that thing, it really shone. It was shining.
Why you feel like you gotta stand with your hands behind your back?
Yes, it balances me.
All right.
Oh, I'm so tired. Go ahead.
So that's everything that sold this weekend. Back. Over. We got all the clubs out the bag. Just do a brief recap of what we have here. So I have the 2 separate wedges, 1 sand. The ping, I don't know, that's gotta be like I don't know if it's just a regular kitchen wedge or a lob wedge. So then we have a complete set of the Callaway X24 hots. So we're gonna, I might sell those all as a set. And then we have this Big Bertha pitching wedge, Callaway. And then also in that same type of club, we have the 4, 5, 6, and 7. So not a complete set, but I might sell those individually. Definitely gonna sell these individually just because they all 3 have different grips and they all probably could all use be re-gripped. These are Big Bertha irons. They're just like the pitching wedge. And then these ones are Great Big Bertha irons. So we'll see how we're gonna list these, how we're gonna sell them, but they're all, you know, pretty nice clubs. So thank you guys once again for watching us dig through free golf clubs and what sold this weekend. Peace.